Have you ever looked out at a patch of land, even a small backyard, and just dreamed of turning it into a thriving, beautiful farm? Well, today we're going to take that dream and give it a real solid foundation. This is the practical explainer for turning that farming vision into your reality.
It's such a powerful idea, isn't it? The feeling of soil between your fingers, that incredible satisfaction of a fresh harvest. And what's so exciting is that with a clear blueprint, this isn't just some fantasy, it's actually a plan just waiting to happen. So let's get into it.
So, to get you there, we're going to walk through a 5-stage journey. First, we'll start with that big idea of yours. Then, we'll forge it into a solid plan. After that, we lay the groundwork, bring it all to life with crops and animals, and finally, we get to reap the rewards. Think of this as your roadmap, from the very first seed to your very first sale.
All right, let's start at the absolute beginning with the most important part of all, your vision. Before you even think about digging a single hole, you have to know what you're digging for. This whole first step is about getting crystal clear on what you want to create.
So I want you to take a second and really picture it. What do you see? Are there rows of vibrant, colorful vegetables, maybe a field of beautiful flowers? Or do you hear the gentle clucking of pasture-raised chickens? Is this going to be a weekend passion project? Or are you aiming for a full-time business? Your personal answer here is what's going to shape everything else we talk about.
And the great thing is there are just so many different paths you can take. You could run a CSA, which is where you deliver weekly boxes of fresh veggies to subscribers. Or maybe you're into the idea of a chicken tractor operation for eggs. That's basically a movable coop that lets your chickens fertilize new patches of grass as they go. Pretty cool, right? Researching these different models is how you find the perfect fit for your land, your market, and of course, your passion.
Okay, so you've got the dream. Awesome. Now let's build on it. We're going to move from the vision that's in your head to the essential plan that's on paper. This is where we get super practical and make sure your farm is set up to actually succeed financially.
Now, don't let the words business plan scare you. It doesn't have to be some stuffy, intimidating document. Honestly, just think of it as your farm story. It's a simple narrative that explains what you're doing, who you're doing it for, and how it's all going to work. It's your personal guide.
Really, your entire business plan just boils down to answering 3 pretty simple questions. First, what exactly are you going to sell? Be specific. Second, who is going to buy it? Are you thinking local restaurants, families at the farmer's market, or maybe online subscribers? And third, the big one, how will you price everything so that you not only cover your costs, but actually make a profit?
And here's a really good, tangible goal to keep in mind for your financial planning. Look, you're not going to get rich in year 1. Small-scale farming is a long game. Aiming to be profitable by your 3rd year, that's a super realistic, motivating target. It keeps you focused on smart, sustainable growth from the get-go.
Okay, with a dream in your heart and a plan in your hand, it is finally time to get your hands dirty. We're moving on to the physical foundation of your farm, securing your piece of the earth and getting all that essential infrastructure in place.
All right, this is a big one for any new farmer. Leasing land is a fantastic way to start. It keeps your initial costs way, way down, and it lets you test out your business idea with a lot less risk. Buying, on the other hand, well, it's a huge investment, but it gives you total control and lets you build long-term equity. There's really no single right answer here. It's all about what's right for your plan and your budget right now. You really don't need a giant, expensive tractor to get started. You can start smart and you can start lean. The most important investment you can make? A soil test. Seriously, it tells you exactly what your land needs to thrive. From there, just focus on the basics. A simple rain barrel for irrigation, some basic fencing, and a small, secure shed for your tools, or a starter coop for your animals.
All right, the stage is set. And now for the heart of it all, the daily life of the farm. This is where you actually start growing things. This is where you bring that entire vision to life. If you take away only one piece of advice from this section, please let it be this: focus. It is so tempting to try and grow everything all at once, but trust me, that's a recipe for burnout. Instead, just pick 2 or 3 cornerstone crops that you know you can grow well and sell easily. If you're doing livestock, start with just one type. Master that system, build up your confidence, and then you can think about expanding. Real success in farming is found in those daily details. It's not just about planting a seed and then waiting around. It's about building healthy soil with compost. It's about using water wisely and managing pests without a bunch of harsh chemicals. But most importantly, it's about just walking your fields every single day, observing, learning, and responding to what your farm is trying to tell you.
And now, we have arrived at the most rewarding stage of all.
All of that planning and digging and caring, it all comes together in this one moment, your very first harvest and your very first sale. This is where all your hard work finally turns into real, tangible value.
Getting your product from your field to your customer might seem simple, but believe me, presentation matters. You want to harvest your produce when it's absolutely perfectly ripe. Then, clean it and package it so it looks amazing. Remember, people buy with their eyes first. And make sure it gets to the market or your customer in great condition. That professional touch is what builds a reputation for quality.
And just look at all the opportunities you have for selling your stuff. You are not limited to just one channel. The Classic Farmers Market is fantastic for connecting directly with your customers. Selling to local chefs can give you a really steady income. A simple on-farm stand can be incredibly profitable. And all these new models, like CSAs and online marketplaces, are opening up even more doors for small farmers.
So there you have it. We've walked the entire path, all the way from that initial little spark of an idea, through the planning and the groundwork, to a tangible product that you can be so proud of. That whole journey, the power to create something real, right from the ground up, it's truly in your hands.
And that brings us to the final and maybe the most important question. It's not about having it all figured out today. It's just about taking that very first step. So whether that's a literal seed in a pot on your windowsill, or maybe it's the seed of an idea that you jot down in a notebook, what's the first seed you're going to plant?